welcome to Jim's EV Adventures. I'm back from Cars and Coffee, the IONNA Rechargery Open in Apex, North Carolina. I'm going to give you a real quick status update on the trip itself, because for me that was the most important part. It was a 1,000-mile round trip from here to Apex, North Carolina and back. And unfortunately I'm a little under the weather. You can probably hear that in my voice. It was cold up there. It was below 50 degrees, and if you've lived in Florida for any amount of time, you know that when it drops below 50, we break out the parkas. So it was very cold to me, and it took its toll. So I'm back. I'll show you all the statistics on the trip there and back, how much it cost, and I'll give you some rundowns on what I saw while I was up there. I want to give a big shout out to everyone that I met there in person for the first time. I met Tom from State of Charge. I met Jordan and Kyle from Out of Spec. Walter from the Network Architecture channel. I'm going to provide a link to one of the videos he did there, both before and after the Rechargery Open. I got to meet Corbin from the Ionic Guy, and of course Matt from Ocean Views, I should say. So I'm going to put links to all their channels below. I invite you to check those out. I met several other people there as well, and I'm not trying to short anybody. My memory is not serving me very well, and I lost my notes. So there you go. Here we go. Still screaming at 50. Okay guys, we're here at the IONNA Rechargery. I'm screaming at a whole 50 kilowatts. Been plugged in for about, a couple of minutes. I'm up to 31% from 24. I'm going to stay here till they tell me to go away. And I am on my way back from the IONNA Out of Spec meeting we just had up in Apex, North Carolina. Just want to do a real quick review before I get on the road. I'm sitting in the Bolt. It is now Friday morning, and I'm headed home. I had to stop for the night because Jim was not feeling well, and I needed some rest. So here I am, rested the next morning, had breakfast, and I am about to get on the road. One stop to charge until I get home. Some thoughts. I'm not going to do a detailed news Coolum style review. I'm not going to do a detailed review of anything else. I don't have any drone footage. I just got some basic B-roll. I talked to a few people. I was interviewed by Jordan from Out of Spec. And I want to let you guys know that this video is more about the fact that in 2024, even with slow charging, you can still road trip a Bolt if you want to, and you don't mind taking a little bit of extra time. I'll give you all the details at the end of this video. Appreciate you stopping by. Thank you for your time and trust. Please subscribe, like, share, and ring the notification bell. And I'll see you guys on the other side. Okay guys, just a real quick update on ABRP, a better route planner. I used it for this trip. You can see that I am planning on a charge at the FPL Evolution just north of Jacksonville here, probably within about, it says 31 miles. I currently have 56 miles of range. I will arrive at the FPL Evolution site with 12%. I am currently connected Bluetooth at 27% battery. ABRP has been working fairly good, normally within 1 or 2% of the predicted arrival state of charge for this trip. Very pleased with that. But it's not doing a very good job of planning an alternate stop along the way. So therefore, I am using Plugshare. So Plugshare is monitoring where I am along the route, and as a station pops up, it'll show up here in the station list, and I'll show you that here in just a few minutes. Okay guys, as I was saying earlier, as I got closer to Kingsland, you can see there are several stations there to choose from. There's the Tesla chargers, Pilot Flying J, Circle K. There's a couple of charge points, older charge points there at the Best Western, and you can see they're just right in close proximity to I-95. So if I was feeling really, really uncomfortable and didn't trust the fact that this car is going to make it to the FPL Evolution site, I would stop there. All right, more later. We're still sitting in Yulee, Florida at the FPL Evolution site. Charge cord is connected. The guessometer, the meter over to the left there, is showing that I'm right at 90%. My friends there at ABRP say I'm only at 84%. But when I hook up the Bluetooth and look deep into the back, I'm actually at 87%, so who knows? You can't trust any of these things. You just have to look at the expected range, and it says there's 148 miles minimum to get me home. I need 141 miles, so I could drive a little bit crazy and still have about 8 or 9 miles of charge left when I get home. But in the middle of the number there is 182. If I were to drive really conservatively, I could get 217. The fact of the matter is it's not 84%. ABRP, fail. I gave you a second chance. You will never get a third chance. I am not satisfied with ABRP. It does not integrate properly, and it does not know how to plan a route. Sorry, guys. I will never use ABRP again after this trip. All right, so let me go through all the charging that I did on this trip. I started out with a full charge and drove 142 miles to Yulee, Florida to the FPL Evolution site and spent $7.15. From there, I moved to Richmond Hill, Georgia to a charge point site for $17.68. The third charge of the night was at Walterboro, South Carolina at an Electrify America. I paid nothing. Don't know why. It just came out to zero. Moving on to Summerton, South Carolina for the fourth charge, I used a Tesla charger, $16.88, and the final charge before I got to Apex was at Laurinburg, North Carolina. Another Tesla charger, $16.80. And I charged at the IONNA site for just a couple of minutes there for $3.10. Don't know what the actual cost is going to be at the end of the day. That's just what they put on the card. On the way back, I stopped at a Circle K in Dunn, North Carolina. $23.65, the most expensive charge of the trip. From there, I made it back to Summerton, South Carolina at the Tesla charger again, $15.38. Moving south, I stopped at Pooler, Georgia at the Electrify America station there for $15.50. And finally, back to the Yulee, Florida FPL Evolution site for $15.86. And when I pulled the car back into the garage, I charged back to a full state of charge for $3.10. Had I been able to charge just at FPL Evolution sites, I would have spent $102.90. And had I been able to charge at home for the entire trip, it would have only cost $30.21. So you can see that it's easily 3 to 4 times as much to charge while you're out on the road than it is to charge in your own garage at home. I'm going to break down all of these charges in my next video, the 50,000 mile report. And yes, I went over 50,000 miles on this trip, and I have a very special video that I'm putting together celebrating 50,000 miles on my Bolt EUV. And in closing, I just want to thank you again for stopping by. Do remember to subscribe and share. And I'll see you guys later, or somewhere along the route from point A to point B. Take it easy, everybody.